Greetings, fellow gardeners, and welcome back to the Humus Heritage Channel. Ever wonder if your garden could be doing more? What if I told you that attracting a vibrant community of pollinators doesn't require a green thumb or endless hours of labor? The truth is, the key to transforming your garden into a buzzing, flourishing pollinator paradise is surprisingly simple, and it has everything to do with diversity. By making a few foundational changes, you can profoundly impact the ecological balance of your garden and, in turn, enjoy massive improvements in crop production. In today's guide, we'll explore how habitat diversification, the variety of plants, resources, and shelter in your garden, forms the secret to pollinator success. Whether you're tending to a sprawling farm or a tiny balcony garden, these methods are within your reach. The result? More fruits, more vegetables, and a more vibrant ecosystem right outside your door. Many people hesitate to start a pollinator-friendly garden because they assume it requires advanced horticultural knowledge or a large stretch of land. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Some of the most effective pollinator spaces are small, simple, and low maintenance. Think of a window box brimming with native flowers, a container garden on an apartment balcony, or a small urban plot filled with herbs and blossoms. These spaces may look modest to us, but to pollinators, they are life-sustaining sanctuaries. The myth of complexity has stopped countless gardeners from taking the first step. Yet the moment you introduce just a handful of nectar-rich flowers, or create even one nesting site, you begin to see changes in your garden's biodiversity. Butterflies flutter in, native bees buzz about, and hoverflies patrol the space, quietly controlling pests while pollinating your plants. Even minimal effort produces visible results, proving that supporting pollinators doesn't require perfection, just intention. When most people think of attracting pollinators, they imagine planting flowers. While flowers are essential, a true pollinator paradise goes beyond nectar. Pollinators also need water, shelter, and diverse plant structures to thrive. Think of your garden not as a collection of plants, but as an ecosystem where every creature can find what it needs. Adding a shallow water source, for example, can be transformative. A simple bird bath filled with pebbles allows bees and butterflies to land safely while sipping. During the heat of summer, this small step prevents dehydration and keeps your pollinator community active and strong. Similarly, shelter is critical. Native solitary bees, which make up the majority of bee species, do not live in hives. Instead, they nest in hollow stems, bare soil, or small wooden cavities. By leaving dead stalks in place over winter or adding a bee hotel, you create a haven for these invaluable workers. Plant structure also matters. The cornerstone of pollinator paradise lies in choosing the right plants. This doesn't mean filling your garden with exotic or rare flowers. Quite the opposite. Native plant species are your best allies. These plants have co-evolved with local pollinators over thousands of years, meaning they provide exactly the nectar, pollen, and leaf matter that local insects need. Another vital principle is continuous bloom. Pollinators don't operate on the same schedule as your crops. They need food from the first thaw of spring to the final frost of autumn. By planting species that flower in different seasons, you provide uninterrupted food supplies. Early bloomers like dandelions and redbuds sustain pollinators emerging from winter dormancy. Mid-season favorites such as coneflowers, lavender, and bee balm offer summer abundance. Late-season plants like goldenrod and asters carry them through the fall. You don't have to memorize plant lists to get started. When visiting your local nursery or garden center, look for plants labeled as pollinator-friendly. Ask about native varieties and observe which flowers local bees and butterflies are already visiting. Simple choices like milkweed for monarchs, coneflowers for bees, or zinnias for butterflies can make a world of difference. Planting smart isn't about working harder, it's about aligning with nature's patterns. One of the most surprising lessons in pollinator gardening is that sometimes less is more. Many well-meaning gardeners disrupt pollinator habitats through over-tidying or over-treating. By practicing restraint, you allow nature to harmonize on its own. Reducing or eliminating pesticides is perhaps the most important step. Chemical sprays, even when intended to target pests, often harm pollinators directly or contaminate the nectar and pollen they rely on. Integrated pest management offers a balanced approach, encouraging beneficial insects, planting pest-deterring herbs, and using physical barriers like row covers instead of chemicals. Embracing so-called weeds can also benefit pollinators. Dandelions, often the first flowers of spring, provide crucial food when little else is available. Clover, plantain, and other wildflowers offer nectar and pollen throughout the season. By rethinking what constitutes a weed, you open your garden to a buffet of resources. Winter cleanup is another area where less intervention is better. Leaving plant stems, fallen leaves, and brush piles provides essential overwintering sites for bees, butterflies, and other beneficial insects. Come spring, these hidden guests emerge ready to get to work in your garden. Hands-off harmony is not neglect, it's stewardship that recognizes the resilience of natural systems. When you create a pollinator paradise, the benefits extend far beyond beauty. The most immediate impact is increased crop production. Studies consistently show that farms and gardens with diverse pollinator habitats see higher yields and better quality fruits and vegetables. This is because native pollinators often outperform honeybees in certain conditions. At the heart of everything we've discussed lies a single principle: habitat diversification. When you diversify the plants, resources, and shelter in your garden, you create a resilient ecosystem capable of supporting a wide range of pollinators. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity. You don't need acres of land, expensive equipment, or years of experience. All you need is the willingness to plant a little smarter, provide a little shelter, and step back enough to let nature do what it does best. Start small: a pot of native flowers on your porch, a shallow dish of water with pebbles, or a decision to leave some stems standing over winter. Observe how quickly life returns to your space. As you watch your garden come alive with buzzing, fluttering, and blooming, remember that you're not just nurturing your own crops. You're participating in a larger movement to support pollinators worldwide. Together, we can make a profound difference, one garden at a time. If you found this guide valuable, don't forget to subscribe to the Humus Heritage YouTube channel for more insights into creating thriving, sustainable gardens. Share this with your fellow gardeners so we can spread the word about the surprisingly simple key to pollinator paradise. Your garden, their sanctuary, and our shared future all begin with these simple steps.